Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Tuesday, October 20th, 11:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2020. The models, well, they're epic, and they're not funny, and they're not sunny. But the big story, take a look. Twin Cities sets record snow with 7 inches possible Tuesday, and they got it. Hello. Keep calm. It's boom time. The Alps were surprised by early snowfall after we predicted it for 2 weeks beforehand. Swiss town sees new record. In parts of Austria, snowfall was recorded as low as 1,805 feet above sea level. And that is tonight's first boom. We predicted it, and they got it. Up to 20 centimeters of snow will be coming to Alberta, plus record-breaking cold. Colorado record-breaking wildfires show climate change is here and now. Are you kidding me? How in the world does a wildfire prove climate change? Anyone's guess. But what these people are doing is grabbing at straws. And the straws they've grabbed at are wildfires. Now, wildfires are caused by humans. 90% plus are caused by humans. And they're caused in regions where there has been limited mitigation in the forests. The wildfires in Australia specifically were caused by no mitigation for decades. The wildfires in California caused by Democrat policies that allowed them to reduce, control burns, eliminate. They were not allowed to eliminate underbrush and other things that cause wildfires. This is all because of the left radicals in government have claimed that there are species in these regions that need to be protected. Well, their protection methods result in the elimination of the species that they're trying to protect. That's how reversed the policies are. The radical left claims that by not clear cutting and not control burning, we're going to save spotted owls and salamanders and other things, when the brass tacks is that by not mitigating the forest fires, you're going to kill everybody in sight. Here are the facts. Forests need to burn. Native Americans have been burning forests for tens of thousands of years on purpose, especially in California and Colorado. And this is so they could come back to no forest fires in the spring and hunt the elk and deer. It has nothing to do with CO2, nothing to do with you. And the fact that these forest fires in Colorado and California are more epic than ever is your fault. You voted for these schmucks. You voted for the people that prevented fire mitigation. They prevented everything that would prevent your house from being burnt up in the woods. In northern Colorado, they're claiming that these forest fires are because of climate change. It's because in the rural areas of northwestern Colorado, they do no fire mitigation because there's not enough houses to deem that. Those are the facts. This has nothing to do with climate change, everything to do with propaganda. And if you move to those regions where the Democrats have prevented fire mitigation, thumbs up. Your burnt house is on you. That's how stupid you are. Can you believe that? Now, one canned food that suddenly is in short supply is corn, canned corn. And it has nothing to do with the grand solar minimum, fire, or anything else, no matter what Ice Age Farmer says. The canned corn shortage has to do everything with the situation that we're all living in. There's only a few 100,000 acres that are dedicated to canned corn in the whole global economy. And we only expect to sell a few 9 million cans of corn annually. But if you add a toilet paper shortage to a pandemic, to a nonsensical election where we're about to become globalized, Well, people are going to react, and proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. People want canned corn. So you have hundreds of millions of people buying canned corn because they want it stocked on their shelves. And guess what? There's no more canned corn. There's only so many 100 acres farmed each year for canned corn. And if twice the amount of people want it, then there will be twice the amount of shortage. It has nothing to do with George Soros or the grand solar minimum. It has everything to do with the fact that the majority of the population on Earth is inept. And now that they're waking up and they realize they actually have to provide for their family with energy, food, and water, they're getting a little worried. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they have listened to our channel 4 years ago when we told them to buy all the canned corn they need? So here we are in a situation where we all need canned corn and other canned products. There's a bunch of sheep buying it up, and they don't even know why they are. They're just like gobbling it up. While the preppers, hopefully, have already gobbled it up. Now, remember the toilet paper shortage? I think we had 140 rolls in backstash at our lowest point. And that's just something to go on. So if you're not properly prepared moving forward, well, you're going to suffer the consequences. And that's just the brass tacks. The GFS model, before we get to November, is showing in October to remember. Take a look. The snow models in Texas, the nexus of the schmexis, are not changing. They're ever increasing. I mean, it's just 1 to 5 inches in many areas. But these are areas that don't ever receive snow all year. And they're getting it in October, right in the... As far as Iowa, where the derecho problem and the corn lying down is happening, we're looking at an average of 5 to 8 inches statewide. Can you see that? And this is as of the 26th, just 6 days away. These models are pretty correct. So Halloween in Iowa is looking like derecho corn flattened, covered by snow, and no trick-or-treating. Pretty disgusting. Boom! China picking up what we're putting down with a 5.1 kicking off in the middle of nowhere. Had to leave Gremlin in. We're back. Boom! We're growing the hair out. Because I got the clout. Ho! All right, let's get back. Seismic update. We got a big 4.6 kicking off in the middle of nuclear testing. Up north here in Alaska, we have a 3.4 in the Arctic Village. Still aftershocks crushing the region of Sandpoint, which is expected. When you have a large earthquake, you should expect to have... if it's at 7.5, you would expect to have 100 earthquakes at 6.5, 1,000 earthquakes at 5.5, 10,000 earthquakes at 4.5, if we're moving down the scale of earthquakes. It's just the way we're taught as geologists. So these aftershocks are, well, expected. But earthquake on Reykjanes Peninsula updated at 14:26 UTC from John Fier. This is a big 5.6 that kicked off here. Boom, right there on the Reykjanes Ridge. It shook Parliament. I mean, the people in Iceland were... One guy ran out of the room. He was so freaked. But this is what we've been predicting, and the uptick is ever increasing. We're at 5.6 magnitude. This is a caldera collapse event while magma is filling. So just a matter of days, months, weeks, who knows? But the prediction is imminent in Iceland. We will have a VEI 3, 4, or 5 any day now, based on the science. A Texas woman died on a plane of COVID-19. No, she didn't. Read the article. She died on the tarmac. The plane never took off. She died with COVID-19 from dozens of underlying conditions. So she didn't die of COVID-19. She died with COVID-19, and the media is reporting on it. You know why? Because they have nothing to report on. This is a fraud in plain sight. Hello. PCR tests do not determine infectious nature of any disease. So the uptick in cases means nothing. The uptick in hospitalizations may mean something. But the fact that the world is completely capable of operating normally right now, and the fact that we've lost trillions of dollars due to this shutdown, well, those are the facts. More facts coming ahead. The Orionid meteor shower peaks tonight into tomorrow night. So go out there. And if you don't know where Orion is, well, I can't help you. It's in the southeast where I live. Just look up, please. If you haven't gone outside and looked up to the stars recently, well, now's your time. NASA's mission will touch down on asteroid Bennu today, and they did touch down. The only problem with this is it's a false narrative. Watch NASA's Osiris Rex try to collect an asteroid sample at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Everyone was in a buzz, except they didn't read this headline. The space agency will broadcast a simulation of the mission. So they let you sit there for 2 hours. Now, I only sat there for 4 minutes, but for 2 hours, they let millions of people sit there. And then they claimed at the very end, we're not actually showing you what's happening. It's a simulation. And I was like, flat earth? Hello? I mean, we got that moniker the other day. Maybe we're actually reporting on it. But no, we're reporting on the fraud of NASA. Why NASA would claim that there's a live event that's a simulation is anyone's guess. How can a live event include a simulation of the event? Sounds like COVID-19 to me. Or a fraud, which NASA is. Now here is video footage of the non-event that happened.
The sampling camera, part of our OCAM's camera suite. It has a clear shot of the tag sand.
Oh my God, a clear shot of the fraud that you're perpetrating? Is this a clear shot of the simulation? Oh, let this parse up. I can't wait. I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat. I want a clear shot of the simulation while I watched for 2 hours live, waiting for the live shot.
Drake. He's the one who invited me onto this program in 2004.
Is this actually fake? Yes. It's so fake that I have a spinning circle over here. It's going around and around and around and around.
Okay, Welby, what are my reminders?
Oh my God, is this a commercial? This is what everything has been described to. If you're subscribed to Reuters, unsubscribe. I'm going to give them a thumbs down because they can just suck it. But the reality is that let's go back here. The Osiris Rex live stream that almost 4 million people tuned into was a simulation. It was fake. Fake news. And then even the guy on the video was like, tomorrow morning we hope to get you a picture of it. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. This has nothing to do with you. Get in the hole. Get in it. He doesn't even understand that this has nothing to do with global warming. But because it's a fraud, he wants to be part of it. Orionid's one of the best meteor showers of the year, peaks tonight. And that means you have to get outside and look up near Orion. That's what it means. Astronomers claim galaxy was 98% dark matter. This was several weeks ago. Guess what? They were watching Mary Greeley. Yes, it's fake. It's a fraud. In fact, they found all the matter in the dust. there's no such thing as dark energy or dark matter, just dark assholes in NASA, NOAA, and all of space science called cosmology. Those pricks need to be held accountable because, listen, if they even had an undergraduate degree like I have in geology, they would know they're idiots. But now I have a graduate degree in geology. Look, they're all idiots. These people are being driven by funding. It has nothing to do with science, truth, or investigation because they're incapable of doing any of those three things. Science, truth, investigation. Scientists don't do any of those things today. And we've proven it on this channel time and time again. There are dozens of papers saying that the Australian Great Barrier Reef is coral bleached and destroyed. Dozens of papers. Yet we have the top climatologist from the region, Jennifer Marhassi, going out to the reefs, diving on them, making documentary videos, taking names, and it's all bullshit. All of it is bullshit. So we have millions of dollars being misappropriated by government entities into the National Science Foundation and other entities which disseminate these funds to the scientists from academia. But the academia is controlled by the globalists. So multinational corporations control the answers that the science gives. And when the science starts saying that all the coral in the Great Barrier is bleached and destroyed, and when top-leaning scientists actually scuba dive on those sites and say, there's none of that here, then someone has to actually go, hello? Hello? What was that noise? Yeah. They're lying to you. Almost every single media outlet, scientific journal, everyone is lying to you. That's 1, 2, 3. That means head to the hills. Do you know about flesh banquets? This is China's cultural revolution. When they went from democracy to kleptocracy to communism. Yes, they ate the people that were against them. That's where we're coming to. They cut their genitals off. They cut their feet off. They actually made one teacher rip the heart and liver out of another human being while the students went back to the university and cooked it. Ow! That's just 50 years ago, maybe 60. It's disgusting. Have you heard of that? I don't think anyone will report on that. Now, here's a big story. I need you all to step up here. You know our ranch manager is Alien Allen. He's been at LeCon. He has been, well, indispensable here at the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, especially at Three Canyons Permaculture Farm, where he is the ranch manager. He lets the animals out every day. He puts them to sleep every night. And then for 10 hours a day, he works tirelessly, organizing, arranging, repurposing everything at the ranch. Without question. He doesn't want more money. He doesn't want less money. He doesn't want any money. He just wants to be part of the solution. And we love him for that. From the bottom of our hearts. And just last week or 2 weeks ago, his grandson, just south of here, near Aztec, lost his house. Lost everything. And let's just hear what his daughter has to say. Here. I was really touched by this. On October 5th, my son's house burned down. Nothing was salvageable. Well, that's untrue because Alan told me this morning that his rifle that he gifted his grandson actually survived the fire. So that's a thumbs up. Baby Sammy is due in February 2021. Their second child is coming soon and is in need of everyday new baby items. Both Devin and Sammy's mama, Madison, that's her, are completely starting over again. So here is Devins' home, when the fire started, the whole thing burned out. It was like a tiny lot. And the only thing salvageable was Alien Allen's rifle that he gave his grandson, thankfully. Because he told me in confidence days prior that that was the only thing he was worried about. But the rifle made it. The only thing that didn't make it was their house, their clothes, their food, their everything. And I have to say one thing, that when I looked at this GoFundMe and its goal was $5,000 when a family lost everything, and I've seen GoFundMes at $50,000, $500,000, and $1 million, and they get that, I was impressed because these people are only asking for what they actually need. And so far, they've almost got it. They're at $4,200. Let's get them to $10,000 tonight. They deserve it. Can you imagine if you lost everything that you ever had, ever? I did that. I did it when I was 28, when I was 30, when I was 32. By the time I was 34, I didn't even have a picture of anything I had ever experienced in my entire life. I didn't even have a picture of my mother or any of my family. It had all been thrown out. Now, memories may be important to some of you. But to me, it's unimportant. But I can, as an empath, I feel the pain of others. All the pictures and all of the memories that I lost are my fault. The choices I made in the last 30 years resulted in me losing those things. But to get real, physical objects are useless unless you need them now. A picture of a trip to Cancun will not feed your family. A picture of a rock climbing experience that I had in Spain is not going to make me rich in the future. It's not going to feed me. It's not going to house me. So those are just memories, which I keep inside. And the people that I experience them with keep with them forever. All the first ascents and the groundbreaking territory we broke in the 90s and the 2000s in ice climbing and rock climbing, they matter nothing because all those records have been crushed since then. So if I were to care about those pictures, those things, it would just be ego. And I don't care about that. But what I do care about is a family that I know nothing about that lost everything. And all they need is food, shelter, and clothing, which I have. So if you have something to give, please give it to the GoFundMe. Help Devin and Madison get back on their feet. And hopefully, I can get my composure. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance when your house burns to the ground. We love each and every one of you, especially to our new Patreons, our one-time donors. We just got a donation for $176.6. And I was like, what was that for? Until I realized he was trying to send a message about our Independence Day. And it moved me. Be safe. We love you.